The United States is facing a crisis that is affecting millions of lives and costing hundreds of billions of dollars each year. This issue needs to be addressed and solutions need to be implemented sooner, not later. The issue is what is the real purpose of public high school and how it is failing to prepare students for the world outside of their classrooms. American students are falling farther and farther behind other nations, and no quantity of testing is going to make a difference. We need real solutions right now. Students leaving high school need to be ready to tackle higher education, service work, community building, and the job market if they're going to be successful in the 21st century. We are simply not fulfilling this obligation for the vast majority of our students. This place is like a prison. I just need to get through high school so I can do something useful with my life. If I don't get an A, my parents are going to be angry. I don't learn anything in it, but I have to take AP courses to get into a good college. Comments like these are commonplace in high schools across the country. Thousands of communities, teachers, and perhaps millions of students in high schools across the country are investing countless amounts of time, energy, and money on an investment that is simply not paying dividends. According to Jeff Livingston in a policy paper created for the McGraw-Hill Research Foundation, high school is a valuable time in the life of young adults. It should be the time when they acquire the skills and knowledge they'll need to succeed at whatever they do. High school as we know it has three fundamental flaws in its structure and execution. 1, it does not prepare students for the future in a 21st century world. 2, it does not meet the needs or interests of individual students. And 3, most of high school's emphasis is on grades rather than the actual learning or application of skills. According to Jerry House, a co-author of the McGraw-Hill Research Foundation policy paper on high schools of the 21st century, we don't know what the future is going to bring, so the best way to prepare our students is to help them become independent thinkers and learners. The current legacy-based public education model is a system that has fallen from a pedestal of unique efficiency to one of stagnant consistency. It's an entrenched method of assembly line production that has resisted fundamental change in favor of institutional repackaging. The credit collection method that demonstrates a student's success has been in place for over a century. It has little, if any, connection to a modern world that is rapidly demanding more and more innovators capable of solution-based interactions. This lack of innovation begins very early in elementary school and continues to degrade as students progress through the system of school. Students are checking out in elementary school in large numbers. According to a recent Gallup poll, 20% of elementary students are disengaged. It gets worse every year, and by high school, 60% of students are not classified as engaged in their own education. This is a tragic waste of resources and potential that must be rectified.
When asked, students respond with many sincere and insightful thoughts, as well as reflections about their education. Their own words demonstrate many of the deficiencies that exist in public high schools today. What real-world skills are you leaving high school with?
I'm leaving high school with the ability to break up work into manageable segments, thanks to the excessive amounts of homework we receive. I came into high school with excellent math and English skills, yet 4 years of language arts have basically been the same thing repackaged 4 times, and math classes have given me zero benefit in my pursuit into computer programming and design.
Students were asked how school could make learning more valuable to them. Responses included,
more interactions with the community would make everything more real, and to bring the community to our classrooms or us to the community to learn. And we should use actual real-world situations. If teachers took the time to explain why and how subjects are important instead of just making us memorize things. In addition, hands-on interactive learning is a must. We must base each student's classes on their own strengths and interests.
Students were very blunt when asked if they were prepared for their future after high school.
No, I'm taking a service year so that I can gain some experience of real interactions and living before I risk money and time on college.
No, exploring the fields we might want to go into is not something that high schools help with.
Another student replied, no, I feel that I have no idea of how to manage bills, finances, life, or my time. Still, another student said, absolutely not. Although guidance has stressed the importance of life after school, very few teachers back that statement up.
The perceived value of learning compared to getting an A revealed some interesting results. The majority of students replied with variations of the statement, learning is the most important part of education. But school is set up to value grades, not that you actually learned any.
If I could dream up a perfect school, it would include more life experiences, those that involve interacting with the community. It would value what I am learning more than just learning facts to take a test. It would teach me how to apply what I know to actually get me somewhere in the future. This would be an environment that allowed students to have some freedom with their educational focus, where we could take classes or do things that align with our goals and careers.
Imagine a high school where students are engaged at the highest level, where they think beyond words in the textbook and prepare for something greater than the next standardized test. Imagine a school where students have the room to follow their passions and interests, all the while developing critical 21st century skills for their future success. Imagine a school where, in addition to academics, students are expected to function as active members of their community, where giving back and exploring the world around them are also areas that are valued. Imagine a school where students are inspired to be creative, collaborative, and innovative across all disciplines. Now imagine this school, this molding and ever-evolving space for learning, wasn't just a dream, but a reality. The quantum experience is this reality. It is an entirely redesigned model for high school that prepares and inspires the students of today for the possibilities and opportunities of tomorrow.
The quantum experience is an educational model that evolved from the work of many successful schools, such as High Tech High, Big Picture Schools, and Work Schools. It is taking the best methods from each of them, incorporating them with new ideas, and then integrating them in such a way as to inspire youth to be creative thinkers and high engagers in their own educational process.
Simply stated, the quantum experience creates an environment where students learn the content and skills to prepare them for the future, all the while giving them the opportunity to individualize their own educational path to focus on their passions and interests. In addition, the quantum experience focuses less attention on standardized tests and traditional grading, and more on understanding the student's learning progression, as well as competency and skill mastery through individualized portfolios.
The general model for educational success at the quantum experience consists of 4 phases, which are as follows. Phase 1 is based on content learning in the core academic areas where students demonstrate mastery of content and skills application using scaled competency portfolio. Phase 2 uses collaboratory experiences, seminar format education, and community building interactions and relationships to enhance the students' experiential learning from Phase 1. Students will work in small groups on multidisciplinary projects that will be publicly exhibited and will continue to foster community relationships and environmental stewardship. First 2 phases can be completed in 1 to 2 years. Academically, students will be able to progress as quickly as they are capable and as their motivation drives them. Content areas are aligned vertically instead of the horizontal year-by-year method of credit collection in traditional schools. Phase 3 places the students in a series of community-based internships 3 days of the school week that will expose them to real-world career possibilities, and 2 days in each school week to focus on project-based reflection and practical applications of 21st century skills needed to be successful after they graduate. This phase would take up to 1 year to complete. Phase 4 is the culmination of their education and will continue the internship program and ultimately focus on the students' completion of a service learning project that will benefit some aspect of the community or society that the students are invested in. The completed and presented projects and portfolios of learning mastery and reflection will be reviewed by a panel of students, faculty, and community members for graduation acknowledgments. Phase 4 would take up to 1 year to complete. High school should be preparing students for as many different post-graduation paths as possible. Whether that path is higher education, the military, trade school, job market, service-oriented experiences, or any other options they desire, graduates must be able to make informed, pragmatic decisions in order to maximize their potential. The current school model does not recognize the individual, but forces all to conform to one standard of education, with little opportunity to explore and gain experience in prospective life goals. Public education is stuck in the early 20th century. It does little to integrate the rapidly changing needs of a modern world into the curriculum, and student achievement is based solely on one's ability to take tests, rather than to demonstrate and apply learning and skills practically. We are proposing a complete redesign of the American high school, one that is adaptable to the current infrastructure and will capitalize on the exceptional level of teaching and learning potential that is already in place, but is structurally prevented from high levels of individual success. The quantum experience will provide the dream of an individualized education that provides real-world preparation and opportunities for students to explore and engage in their community and their futures. Students graduating from the quantum experience will have many experiences and skills that can be used to make informed and practical plans and decisions about their post-high school careers.